Right.
Hey everyone, IvyLee Gaming here, and today we're not playing Raid Shadow Legends. This is a bit of a sad video to make. I know you guys saw my last video. I hope you saw my last video. Um, and just talking about the frustrations of the types of events that have been happening. But there's more to my decision to step away from Raid than just what we talked about recently in more of a rant form about the decisions that Plarium makes. It's more than just that, so I wanted to take the time and to talk to you guys. I'll try to be as quick as I can. This will probably be longer than I expect though. Um, but I wanted to take the time to explain my journey, I guess, and why I'm stepping away, even disregarding how much we do or do not like Plarium's. Well, Plarium. Let's be honest. Um, let's just start with my. Okay, so I've been playing Raid for 3.5 years. I never thought it would be such an addiction, right? But to be honest,
3 years is about where I'm at in Honkai right now, you know?
many times that I wanted to stop playing. I mean, it's a game, right? It's our entertainment. Before I even thought about being a content creator, it was just a game. And so often I'd play a game for a little while, find something more fun that distracts me, stop playing the other game, right? That's logical. Like, how many people really play this game for more than 3 months? More than 6 months, even. I guess, yeah, I would say
I definitely
probably
took a
a
long break.
majority of people don't play for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, that's
So
probably
it was
true.
never
I think we see that kind of
something I thought
seasonal
would
player
happen.
in Honkai too.
But what happened was
It's a sign, oh no.
I ended up quite loving the community, and I really I got super geeked out. For the first time I'd ever looked up, well, no, I can't say that. I used to get geeked out on websites for Diablo. Um,
Diablo.
Ari at Summit, am I right? But I never got super geeked out on any other mobile games as an adult. But Raid was the first one I started looking up YouTube videos, found HellHades and Chosen and Ash came a little later, I think, just after me, I think actually. But yeah, there was a lot, and it was exciting and fun, and I just really liked learning and diving deeper and just beyond the surface of just playing a game and not really know what I'm doing. And then I found Twitch because of HellHades joining Twitch. I was like, all right, well, I really like him, so I guess I want to go there. And it felt like you're hanging out with people. It feels like you're making friends, and it's just more
Sounds
exciting and
familiar, right?
engaging. So I really
Sounds
fell in
familiar
love
for
with the
us too,
Twitch
right?
community, and I still am, and I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm still twitching. Don't worry. But uh, I that's the only reason I kept playing Raid. Because I couldn't.
I heard a similar sentiment. Like Gwent player on NA, he said part of the reason he still played Honkai was because like of the community, in Nubskate and just getting to like bullshit around with the friends over Honkai, it's like the shared suffering and all that. So,
Imagine like not having all these silly content creators in my life in a weird way to say that, but it's true. Like I was like, but I'm so used to every day watching whatever video HellHades puts out, and then at night watching Stu on Twitch. Like I feel like it was or like Saturday laying on the couch watching a bunch of shard pulls. And then that was like how I just felt even before I became a content creator. I was like, that's my life, that's my routine, it's fun. I can't imagine not doing that. Even though this game annoys me sometimes, or it's expensive, I shouldn't play it. It's a bad habit. I don't want to be tempted to spend money on these packs. Um, I wanted to quit so many times, but the community kept me here. And more recently, I've been feeling that harder and harder and harder. And it's not that I'm so endgame, I have nothing else to do and I'm bored. I'm not. It's not the case, honestly. Yes, I'm pretty endgame. I can do all the top tier content. I can place platinum in arena when I try as well, but that's not why I'm uninterested, I don't think. I think it's run its course of enjoyment for me. It's 3.5 years. Like I normally would move on to another game, like I
Yeah,
said.
3.5 years.
And that's what's happened.
That's like a
Every
whole
single
expansion and a
time, every
half
time, not
in
even kidding. I've
Warcraft
started
terms.
playing another
Right? That's
similar
almost two
gacha game.
expansions in World of
I
Warcraft.
100% out of my mouth have said, oh man, if I didn't feel like I had to play Raid, or if it wasn't for the community, I would totally quit Raid and only play this game. Like every time I've felt that way. Because, yeah, like, it's so time consuming for one, especially before gaming was my life. Now it's literally my life, so it's fine, sort of. But before gaming was my life, it just took over. So trying to play multiple games at the same time, you guys know how much I struggled with trying to keep up multiple games, multiple channels, playing multiple games on Twitch, trying to balance the things. And like, what I don't think Raid is a game that I can play lightly. I was thinking about just dropping down in my cluster, lower no CVC, do my Hydra on full auto though, still, at least because I can mostly do that, or hell, skip Hydra if I don't feel like doing it that week, and just play really lightly. But then what's the point of even playing? Like, I can't. Raid is not a game that I can see playing lightly. I mean,
That's
I
how
do like
Honkai
the
is for a
idea
lot
of
of
maybe
Honkai players, right?
if I come
That's
back in the
why
future doing
Gabriel
another
quit,
free to play
because we were
1 hour a
like
day challenge,
we were like, Gabriel, you could just play Honkai free to play, and he's like, no man, I'm too competitive. I'm gonna get tempted to spend.
because that was quite fun to see what I could actually do in a short time. But overall, that's not how Raid is, and your account really suffers and you don't really progress. And then you wonder why you're frustrated with seeing everybody else fly by you or not having enough shards or enough books or whatever. Well, it's because you're not playing enough, and it's the kind of game that requires you to be in the game all of the time. And
In the game all the time. That was one of the complaints about World of Warcraft. You know, like the game doesn't respect your time, and we've levied those criticisms against Honkai on some level too. Like if you're not doing all the content, you feel like you're not progressing your account.
because of that, it made me upset sometimes because I'm like, but I really liked Summoner's Glory. I could have made that my main game I played. I'm glad I didn't in hindsight because that's a hot mess. Um, but I could have done that. When I played Awakened Chaos Era, they did such a good job, and then they tried to copy Raid too much and made things terrible, and everyone left. I'm hoping the same does not happen for Eternal Evolution and Infinite Magic Raid. Don't copy Raid just because they're successful. The only reason Raid is successful is because of their marketing, because they bring in new players. Otherwise, this game would have crashed and burned a long time ago because people are
Yeah, Light
upset.
on Honkai definitely helped.
If the community died down, content creators would have left. But because there's all
Time
this
to go get
influx of new
destroyed by the
players, the
Hydra. Yeah,
community
pretty much.
hasn't died down, even though we have lost so many players. I can't even
I
imagine how
feel
many
the same
people I
way
used to
about
always see on
Honkai.
my
Like, you know, just the player attrition in Honkai in the last 6 months, in the last year, in the last year and a half. It's something that's weird to take in.
Twitch that quit playing, or people in my clans and cluster that have left.
Yeah, and speaking of, you know, players on Twitch, like I remember back when Defi streamed a lot more. I remember when Himitsu still played and streamed, right? Gel Sensei also moved on to go play Tower of Fantasy as his main game. Adrock Z, he had his time with Honkai and then he moved on from Honkai. Niv Ultra also, right? Because Niv Ultra was always like using Honkai as like a placeholder until Genshin launched. Uh, so it's always interesting to look back at the players who came into Honkai, did their time, you know, loved it or hated it, and then moved on. We also saw like the bigger creators who tried to check out Honkai on the recommendations of their community, like, you know, when Tectone tried out Honkai and then left Honkai, all that.
Like we've lost
I
we're
am
always
begging on the
losing
streets for
end
people to
game
pull her
players,
gear.
but They don't care, and that's the other part of
Same
this,
element
right?
too.
So,
yeah, it's like
for a while, I've just
a
not been
4.5
interested in
scenario. I
playing
wonder
Raid.
why iChan didn't do
I
well.
don't want to log in. I don't care that I have the test server. I should be excited. I should feel an urge.
This actually hits way close to home. I have access to CN beta tests for Honkai, and my first reaction after Hersher of Truth playtesting on CN beta was, damn, I'd rather be playing Raid Shadow Legends. Even though, by all statistics, right, Hersher of Truth is my favorite aesthetic, mecha aesthetic. Part of the reason I really enjoyed Honkai to begin with was there was a lot of mecha aesthetic. Battle suits like Vermilion Knight, even Knight Moonbeam, despite being bio type, had a lot of mecha tropes, right? Like the AoE missiles and all that. Hersher of Reason, it's one of my favorite aesthetics in Honkai. But I just remember I looked at everything. I played Hersher of Truth in version 1, and I was like, I'd rather be doing something else right now. We just got a fire support. Now it's power creeping AE time. No, not like this.
To get creative and play around and have some fun, but I just don't. And Plarium making these terrible, greedy casino company decisions is not helping me feel any inspiration to play this game. I mean, we get it. We always say we get it. It's a business, but that's not an excuse anymore. We've let that be the excuse ever since we started playing this crazy game. It's not an excuse to treat people like the way they treat us. They don't listen. Whenever they make
this really does hit home,
and people flip out, they never fix it. They just double down and do it again. Why? Other games don't do that. The reality, when you step away from Raid and Plarium, sorry, I mean, I'm in the content creator program. I'm not trying to talk bad about the company, but
this is also, I feel this a lot for Hoyoverse.
Like humans. Obviously, it's a business. They just want to make money. They do only what makes them money, and they don't care how it affects us at all. But other games do care about their communities and do try.
I do feel like Honkai at least tries a little bit as far as like content creator relations and
right? I don't want
whatnot.
Magic Raid to make everything too easy. People are complaining about dragon eggs and shortage of food and shortage of experience potions. They need to make that a little bit better. But I hope they don't make it amazing. Because then what? People blast through to the end game and then they're bored and complain that there's no content?
The double-edged sword of Honkai nerfing EXP farming for the early game, right? You blast through to the end game and now you don't have teams ready for Exalted.
There needs to be a balance.
There needs to be a balance. And it's not just Raid, it's not just Honkai, right? It's every game that we play.
Only care about money, and I don't know. I don't even know what I don't want to talk in circles. But it's hard, right? It's just hard for me to be excited for one, just to play the game. And then when they do things like the back-to-back-to-back-to-back events,
the back-to-back-to-back SP and S rank releases in Honkai. The parallels.
With no chance for us to even try to save our shards without fear of missing out.
No chance for us to try to save our crystals for fear of missing out. Oh my god.
Without being upset that we have to miss out.
Like that whole argument at the end of Marissa's video, right? Yeah, in Honkai, you're right, Feoran. We blast through the end, especially new players in Honkai. You blast through endgame, you don't have enough teams, you can't even complete all the content, and there's too much content in Honkai. But yeah, we haven't had a rest patch in Honkai since... Well, VillV was kind of a rest patch, but even then, like, FOMO was still high for medium-high spenders. But this whole year was just like... Maybe Silverwing was considered a rest patch for some players, right? Silverwing was kind of a rest patch. The Eden patch was kind of a rest patch. VillV was kind of a rest patch, but like it was not easy.
Get it? We do not have to pull our shards every single time.
Yeah, see,
We don't
obviously,
have to.
in the
But
other mobile games that
in
we
the
play
same
out, you know,
regard, we shouldn't feel sad, upset, frustrated when shard events pop and we can't do it. We shouldn't have to feel that. Like, it's a game, it's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be excited when shard pull events happen. We're supposed to be excited when if you're a low spender, mid spender, big spender.
this applies for us. What she's talking about right here applies for us. Um, guess it depends what you consider a rest patch. I feel like IvyLee was a good rest patch if you are if you were committed to saving for Hersher Elysia. But the fact that Hersher Elysia was right before a spending event in Honkai, pain. Big pain, you know? Big pain. It was funny because on my NA account where I skipped a lot of the, or I was planning on skipping a lot of SP gear, I skipped Echoes of Eden, regrettably, on release. There's a lot that you can take as a spending, as like a rest patch in Honkai, but it never plays out that well because then like you just forego the ability to actually play endgame on some level. Just to paint you guys a picture, right? Imagine going without Turgenev and Zenyi in 2021 just to make sure that you could cash in on Flame Scion. Planning for the worst in 2021, saving up just to get all the gear for Flame Scion, and then potentially have something left over for 5.2 Mobius Raven. In my case on NA, I got super lucky, but there's no way that I would know that I would have gotten lucky until that banner releases. So I had to skip Turgenev and Zenyi, but skipping Turgenev and Zenyi, for all of us that come from Honkai, we know competitively that's a very risky decision, right? Not risky, but it would generally be considered a self-scuffing decision because Zenyi and Turgenev, especially Turgenev, were super high value. Yeah, sure, free to play, you could skip Sarcasm Nyx and be fine, but man, imagine skipping Turgenev in 2021. But that's what I had to do on my free to play account in Honkai, uh, just to get ready for Flame Scion. But this year, I saw the cooldown reduction on Bastet gear or on Piranha for Pardo, and I was like, that's too busted.
When good valued pack offers pop up in the shop and it's really good, and oh, I can't wait to buy that. Look at how good that value is. We should feel that excitement, not like, oh, look what Plarium's doing again. Like, I'm sick of feeling that way, and I'm sick of defending them. And defending just because, like, I try to be devil's advocate. I try to be like, it's fine, I get it. They're just doing what they gotta do to make money. But they're at 10. All right, 12. Let's pause here. Hold on, let me just show this. All right, so they made $10 million last month. Yet they still feel the need to try to bleed us dry of resources to the extreme, to where the point it's just not fun anymore. It's not fun to feel that way. I want to be excited for events. I want to be looking forward to events. I don't want to be dreading events. And I feel like the way that things have been going, the way they've kind of always been, is like you don't get excited for something. You're dreading it. You're like, oh great, am I gonna be able to do that? Oh, that event sucks, or oh, I don't have enough because this game doesn't provide us with.
I will say that as far as Honkai goes, at least like the story events have been really good, but I definitely feel that pressure too, right? Like this year, back to back, Hersher Elysia had the mini spending event followed by the major spending event. They still for whatever reason think it's a great idea to not synchronize SCA and global for Foca Expo. The obvious solution is just give us Foca Expo on both spending events, spring and fall. Then both servers are happy. Instead, they keep trying to create this artificial divide. It's so dumb.
Enough resources. And yeah, I don't know. I can't anymore. I just can't. That's really the best way to say it. I just can't. And I'm maybe I can again. Maybe I step away from raid and I miss it. I miss the community. Maybe I see a new update and I can't resist and I want to come back to try it out. Maybe I mean, I don't know that no matter how
So for me, in relation to Honkai, I'm still interested to see where Honkai goes story wise. But I might reevaluate after 6.4. I think 6.4 would be a good break point, right?
amazing a new champion is, I would even care as far as deciding whether or not to come back or not. But maybe if I think the most tempting thing for me as someone who is actually getting interested in Hydra would be new Hydra head comes out. Oh, I wish I could play around and see how it is. Like maybe that's something that would tempt me, but I don't know if that's enough. Probably not enough, honestly.
But see, that doesn't even apply for
But
us because
I just
Hydra's too
can't
hard.
see.
Hydra's way
And
too
I
end
can't
game
see
for
any
us. We can't even survive a turn on Hydra.
urgent coming back to the game. I think I just want to take a step away and see how I feel without opening this game. And if, I mean, hey, I want to leave the door open to coming back, obviously. I'm hoping that Plarium will not be too mad at me for the content creator program's sake and be able to still be involved there.
50k, yeah, I barely
I
get
do come
200k on Hydra, if
But
that.
if I come back, I want it to be because I feel a passion, an interest, a love for the game. I don't want to come back because I feel like I have to. Or I don't want to come back for the community. I have a community. I can build my own community. I can make new friends with other games, right? We can play other games and get new people in our Twitch streams hanging out. The people that are loyal friends and followers will still hang out with us either way. All the raid CCs that I adore are still there. I can still say hi. I can still pop in their Twitch. It's not like they're going anywhere. So I can't let the community be the excuse for why I play the game anymore. It's a game. I need to enjoy it. And the problem is, which you guys may or may not know, depending on how much you've paid attention or hung out with me, is this is my 100% only income for my job. Twitch, YouTube, sponsorships, partnerships. That's it. Well, and well now luckily HellHades.com, working with them, has brought me a new source of revenue for creating articles for them. And that's amazing. That's something that luckily doesn't have to go away because there are other games besides Raid. Thank God. But and yeah, any other random little part, every little bit of partnership support I ever get is that's my livelihood. So is this channel gonna crash and burn?
I
Am
think
gonna lose 1,000 subs over the next week because people realize
yeah.
I'm not gonna post raid content for a while? Maybe, but I have to take that risk, and I hope that's not the case. I hope you guys don't unsubscribe immediately just because, oh, she's quitting raid, I'm gonna unsubscribe. I might.
So once again, for my chat and maybe for YouTube, if I end up posting this react, because I think this might be good react content, but I am not quitting Honkai. All right, I know we're watching this video for all the parallels that we experience with Honkai community. It's very relevant to us. I am not quitting Honkai. I might be pulling back on like all the sweaty content, but we're not quitting Honkai yet. Just put that out there.
Might come back. I don't know. I really don't know, and I just kind of want to leave that a little bit more open-ended. And I want to talk now about what's next, right? So, for one, I'm still going to be around, right? We still have Odd One Gaming in the picture, right? So, I mean, Raid and Twitch is what brought me to Odd One here in Romania. So, I will probably be randomly making appearances, whether it be on his YouTube or his Twitch. I'm sure I will want to do some fun stuff like pull his shards or crash his stream and say hi to all the people. And do some fun stuff like that. I want to be involved still overall. It's not that I want to say goodbye to everybody. It's not forever leaving. But if you guys want to support me, support us, I mean, he is very frustrated with Plarium as well and the decisions made.
Fusions are no longer
this was
fun.
A rant video. There's another rant video recently as well. I need to rant. He's fired up and not happy either, but he still loves the game. He loves it more than I do right now, that's for sure. So if you guys are looking for top tier content, please make sure you're following him. If you guys need takeovers, if you're stuck in areas of the game and you need help, you don't want to deal with Hydra, you want someone else to figure it out for you, he's your guy. So make sure you guys send him a message. He has his Discord here. Um, he's in my Discord, of course, so keep him in mind if you guys need help with anything in the game. Plus, he also has a gacha games channel just like I do. So speaking of which, this is what's gonna change for my channel. So on my other gacha games channel, I've been posting Infinite Magic Raid and Eternal Evolution. So what I'm going to do is actually keep this gacha games channel. I'm still going to keep a gacha games because it's going to be where I post any other games I test out and play. But it's going to be
I'll wait for
99%
PGR
Eternal
PC
Evolution
client
now.
Nirvana
And
C.
all of this Infinite Magic Raid, I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to make a playlist on this main YouTube channel. My main YouTube channel.
That's something I've wondered about too, is like, should I start a second channel on YouTube?
I'm gonna make a playlist.
Or should I just continue just focusing on mine
Raid
and building my channel kind of like an Asmongold variety style?
Videos, and I'm gonna start posting videos of Infinite Magic Raid on this channel. I don't want this channel to just go away for a month or whatever I decide, if I take a break or if it's permanent or not. I want to keep this rolling, so this is gonna change. But that does, like I said,
okay, I think I can skip forward some of this.
I don't know yet, guys. And maybe I will make that decision. Maybe if I talk to you about how I'm feeling, I'm a human at the end of the day.
That's right.
And it's not just a game to me. This is my job. This is my life.
Yeah, that's how Honkai ended up being for me.
Decision for me.
Honkai ended up being that way for me.
Talking about it, typing it up. I sent a big long thing to Banana Jam, which I probably should have said earlier. Hopefully, if she or anyone else at Plarium is still listening to this video, they didn't cut out when I started getting mad at them, because I do want to say Banana Jam has been amazing to deal with as our contact to Plarium, as our
I need to do that. Just make a proper appreciation video or post for my
awesome,
Honkai Hoyoverse contacts.
Human. I'd love to meet her someday, and I hope she's not mad at me, and I hope she understands. But it is more than a game to me. It's more than a game to Odd One. Most of us, HellHades, Darth, these are more than just games to us. These are our lives. So I know it's really funny. Darth is coming back because he needs to. I'm leaving, hoping I don't need. Oh, God. Anyway, but I do want to leave another note here about my future in content creation. And what I'm hoping with dropping Raid. I don't want to add another game to replace Raid. I already have that with Infinite Magic Raid and Eternal Evolution. I'm very happy playing those games right now, and I'm gonna definitely test. If I get sponsorship offers, I'm absolutely gonna check out other games, or if you guys show me something that I just can't resist checking out, maybe I'll try it. Why not? But not right away. I really want to see how things flow with keeping up with the Infinite Magic Raid on the main channel, Eternal Evolution on the Gacha channel, writing articles for HellHades.com on Eternal Evolution, and still a little bit of Hydra that I need to finish off. And then this channel,
is there a chapter break?
Yankee in Transylvania. That's still a lot to keep up with.
Okay, so vlog stuff. This is really cool. Let me skip forward a little bit.
I'll post 2 a week. Who knows? When it comes to Claw Cluster, though, I probably should mention my guild. I'm still gonna be part of Claw, guys. And plus, like I said, I might come back. Who knows? What if like I said, I might not be able to resist. So, and I'm part of Infinite Magic Raid community now, right? So I have a guild. I have guilds for 1 claw, and I'm gonna make it 2 claw 1. And if we have more, I'll get 3 claw. But I want to get a good community with Infinite Magic Raid going as well. So I'm happy to have people join the claw cluster to hang out with me there instead of for Raid. It's fine. But you guys know, it's someone kind of made a comment like this, and something I've said before. Raid is like either that crazy ex that you go back to, or it's like that bad relationship. You know you need to leave them.
This is a struggle for a lot of Honkai players. And this kind of is like a very, very important parallel, right? This is kind of why Buzz Dallas quit in Honkai at the beginning of the year.
But every time you go to make the decision and bite the bullet and just do it, something pulls you back in. The sex is good. Whatever you want to say. I don't know what the analogy would be for that though with Raid.
Staying
But something
hydrated,
always
I
pulls me
guess.
back in whenever I've been really down on the game. There's always something exciting, whether it be getting the test server, new content coming out, a fun content creator challenge like the faction games, working with HellHades and HH Gaming. Like those are the things that have pulled me back in when I really just was meh. But I don't want to keep having that meh. I don't know that I want to keep feeling that down. So it's time to break up. But just like those crazy exes that you just can't shake, will I feel like I can't live without them? Maybe. Or will I be relieved that the crazy is out of my life? I guess we'll see. But thank you guys. And that's why I like it. Open it back up tomorrow. About to be like,
Skip
all right,
forward
bye.
a little bit.
Magic Raid, and I may have other random streams in between them, including on YouTube Live. So we'll see. Maybe I'll test out the YouTube Live more, especially with the channel changes. We'll see what happens.
I think she should definitely do more YouTube Live stuff. YouTube Live actually has some nice stuff. Okay, so that was pretty good. Yeah, a lot of strong parallels for what we've experienced in Honkai. Not one-to-one, but just a lot of parallels. What if MiHoYo is burning Honkai to release HSR as an alternative? But what if HSR flops? What if HSR flops? Like, if HSR flops, it's good, because then they'll be forced to reconsider some of their business decisions, maybe? Here, let me set this marker. Okay, so before I set this marker, I want to do a little bit more, like, recap and explaining for the VOD. Yeah, Triple Z also exists for Hoyoverse ecosystem, right? But Triple Z is still way more casual than Honkai if we look at overall. So yes, a lot of the impulse spender money from Genshin players coming over, but I definitely feel like it's more of a case for global than for SCA. Because I remember, I think Akayuki in Central made this comment once before. I forget if it was Akayuki or somebody else in Central, but like SCA, despite having such a big competitive player base, is actually one of the lowest spending regions for Honkai. We can even see on the Sensor Tower for App Store, right? Like this past 30 days, Honkai revenue for global was 1 million, and I'm pretty sure a lot of that is carried by America's region for North and South America. Probably mostly North America, because I think a lot of Brazilian players and other South America players complain about the exchange rate because of the price hikes. And then on EU, we know the price hike has hit very hard, so a lot of EU players are starting to spend less. SCA, for the SCA version, it was only 400,000 for the past 30 days. And just to recap my thoughts, like I definitely feel the parallels to what IvyLee regards with Raid Shadow Legends as I would regard with Honkai. But again, I'm not quitting Honkai yet. I feel like my goals with Honkai now is scale back on the try hard sweaty content and try to focus my energy to produce more like fan art. I think that would be my path going forward, is more fan art, more Honkai fan art type of stuff. But for those that have been on the Twitch streams, you guys have seen me, experimenting with more variety stuff, like playing 4 instances of Raid Shadow Legends or more World of Warcraft stuff. And for those that have been on the channel like years ago, like we did a lot more World of Warcraft stuff on the live streams. I don't really do too much recorded videos of Warcraft for YouTube, but and then there's always the eternal hope, the hopium that I'll get around to doing art streams, Gunpla building streams again. Later this week, we'll have some PC building streams too. My case arrived today, so probably soonish. Yeah, Blue Archive, but I don't know if I'll play Blue Archive on stream. The game might be a little too cringe for on stream for Blue Archive. I do want to check out Artery Gear Fusion just because I really like that aesthetic for Artery Gear Fusion. It looks like it'd be a fun side game. Thinking about PGR once the PC client comes out, you know. All right, this is a good YouTube clip.